think you do?
You serve first, then you serve left, and then you switch at 6.
I think you serve first.
They serve first, so they're serving first now.
Yeah, yeah.
0-0-2. No biggie, no biggie, no biggie, no biggie.
I didn't hear anything.
Get it back, get it back.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Siblings, pickleball 1 2 3 4 5. Do re mi fa sol la ti. Welcome to Pickleball Summer Slam.
0-1-2.
Yes! Good call, Bob.
I thought it was in.
All right. After a slight delay, because we're in this beautiful, beautiful sunny day, which
0-0-1.
didn't agree with some of the equipment, but now here we are at the finals match at the 3.0 and under. I'm Dr. Dahlia Hirsch, PPR certified instructor and lead instructor at the Pickle Factory. And we have on the court, on the far side from you, in the dark blue shirts, we have Bob Topol and John O'Brien. John is just serving. Nice put away by Jeff Rivers. A little bit of a pop-up. And we have Jeff Rivers in the pink shirt playing with Kevin Garrity. Another bit of a high ball, which Jeff takes advantage of with a little help from the net. Old song, Little Help from My Friends. Nice deep return. I know he wants that back. Wants that opportunity back to put that away.
0-1.
Serves, nice deep serve, deep return. And now we have a nice little dinking battle. Whoops. There we go. Good defense. Oh, that was a bit of sun in their eyes, a little bit of confusion, but that was just a great defensive rally. Good dinking once they both got up to the no volley zone. Not allowed to take it in the air from the no volley zone, but you sure can bounce it, and they had a really good dinking rally. Nice defense. So we're at the NMTC.org, Northeastern Maryland Technology Council Pickleball Tournament. Claudine Adams, our board chair, is here watching, and she's also the chair of Bravura, one of the main sponsors. The NMTC.org has been bringing academia, government, and industry together to collaborate on the impacts of emerging technologies in the community. They try to really hook up organizations with industry that can use those services to try to increase that ability in the community. We do a lot of seminars, webinars, events. Right now, one of the hot topics you can imagine is AI. And these guys wish we could do some AI and make them look like Ben Johns, who's the #1 pro and player in the country right now. But they're doing a pretty good job because this is 3.0 and under, which is kind of an entry level for a tournament. I've worked with some of these guys at the Pickle Factory, and they are coming along really well. And Jeff takes it right down. the things you'll notice that really help to improve their games is, unlike some other sports, here in pickleball you keep your paddles in front of you, try to stay well balanced, and there's a mixture of offense and defense. Nice. And like tennis, it's helpful to be up closer to the net to finally win the points, but how you get there is some of the amazing difference between 3.0s, 4.0s, and 5.0s, which is the highest level before you get to be a real pro player on the circuit. Side out. And Scott, who's the ambassador for Harford County, one of the 2 ambassadors for this county, is taking some courses on reffing. He's an assistant ref at this point, and he's out there mostly looking for foot faults. You're not allowed to take it in the air and put your foot on that line that's close to the net, that orange line there. And you're not allowed to put your foot on the back yellow line when you're serving. So here we go. Jeff is serving. Scores 3-0-1. Lays it up a little bit. Nice push by Bob Topol. Beautiful sunny day here at Harford Community College, who's also one of the sponsors for this tournament, which is raising money for the Northeastern Maryland Technology Council. And the producers are Upper Bay Pickleball, which is Winnie and Mark. This is the second tournament they've run, and they do a fabulous job. Actually, it's the 3rd tournament I know of that they've run, but this is the 2nd one at Harford Community College. It's Mark Hamilton, Winnie Roche. There's a little, Jeff's wondering what line did that ball hit. If it's the closer line, then that would be a short serve. It's the middle line and deep enough would be in. So it was deemed that that was a short serve. That was a sweet spot. I would say Kevin probably loved where that ball was, and he stayed focused and hit that straight down at their feet. Those were some good interceptions of the ball by Bob Topol to put that away. For those of you who are new to pickleball, which there might be some interested people watching who haven't played, you can only score when your team is serving, and each of you get a chance to serve before the serve goes back. What a great get by Jeff. That was an incredible defensive get by Jeff Rivers, and then he put it right over the net, which gave him time to get back in position. That is pretty stellar. And another nice placement by Jeff. You can tell he's really dialed in here, leaning forward, very athletic. Oh, all right, let's see if he's okay. Kevin just took a tumble. That is one of the positioning aspects we like to teach early on, but it's hard to not do. When you're backing up for a ball, you need to back up sideways and do step and step together. So you never want to back up moving straight backwards, because you will lose your sense of balance and topple over your heels. So I think now he's a little tentative, but it looks like he's walking okay. Kevin looks like he's going to keep playing, but maybe a little shook up. He just missed 2 in a row, which is a little unusual. Side out. Bob Topol serving. Jeff's looking that. He's wondering if Bob's ball might have gone out had he let it go. He's not sure. Nice placement. Ball's coming to me. Let me get up and get this ball. Here you go. Jeff's kind of backing up straight also, which we really would like to see him turn and have that shoulder toward the net just to be a little safer. Being a physician, you know, I'm always thinking about the safety. Safety glasses are a good idea in pickleball. Now this is a medal match, and it's 2 out of 3 games to 11. You have to win by 2, and they are 1-1. So this is the final game, and they'll play to 11. They'll switch sides when one of the teams gets to 6. That's to make it fair for the wind and the sun, the beautiful day here at Hartford Community College. All right, he is. It's hard not to get aggravated when you hit a bad serve, but believe it or not, if that serve hits one of the players by accident, then you get that point. So Jeff had to run for that, and he yelled switch because he's running all the way to the right side. And there was a little delay in that happening. They played it well. Oh, that net is a nice assist when it works for you. Frustrating when it doesn't. All right, Jeff Rivers serving here.
5-3-2. You have to switch.
Yep, switch. 6.
So here we are. First team has 6, so they're going to switch at 6. And here we are in the finals match for the under 3.0. That's an entry-level pickleball level for tournaments. They're doing a great job for that level. We are here with, go ahead, come on through. They need a break. They need a little water, which is always a good thing. You don't have to hide. Say hey. There's Jeff, and that was a good tumble you took. I'm glad that you recovered from that tumble. Yeah. Landed on the soft part. So we like to back up sideways to make sure that doesn't happen, right? That would be optimal. But you guys are playing great. Your coach, huh? I wonder who that woman is, huh? So we're at the Hartford Community College. The Upper Bay Pickleball is sponsoring this tournament along with Northeast Maryland Technology Council, a nonprofit. We have a lot of sponsors who I will go over here in a few minutes. It's a beautiful day at Hartford Community College. We have a fair number of teams here competing for money. Some of them are competing for money, so stay tuned. We'll have some of the higher level guys on in a minute competing for money. And they are getting ready to go back to the court, and we will keep seeing how they do. We have Scott out there doing some refereeing. We have the State Theater of Havity Grace here doing this videoing and streaming. And here we'll go back to the court. Let's go back. not sure about the score that they just called because they said 5-3-2, but you switch at 6. So let's just figure this out. Maybe they called the score wrong.
All right. 3-5 on 1.
So 3-5 on 1. All right, as he came off the court to get to the ball, I mentioned that the score couldn't be 5 since they switched at 6, and they've corrected that now. 6-3-2. Nice defense here. And just a little late on getting paddle up. All of this, it's just a wonderful sport because there's so much you can learn and so much you can improve on, which keeps us busy at the Pickle Factory. We have just wonderful instructors, 7 of us, everybody PPR certified. I'm the coordinator. The Pickle Factory, owned by Kathy and Keith Rawlings. Great indoor facility in Bel Air, close to Churchville, right on Route 22. Just perfect courts, perfect temperature, no wind all the time, lots of opportunities for learning, for being part of group play, organized play, teams. Just has been a great addition to Harford County. 7-3-2, deep return. One of the basics is you want to have a nice deep serve and a nice deep return, which helps you to get up to that no volley zone, which is the first yellow line you see near the net. It's called the no volley zone because you're not allowed to volley from inside there, which means you're not allowed to take it in the air. Your distance from the other players, if everybody gets to that no volley zone, is exactly 14 feet. So things can happen pretty quickly up there. Usually everyone tries to slow it down, called dinking, those nice little loopy shots until the right time and the right opportunity. Patience being one of the most important characters of the higher level players. We do a shout out to some of the organizations that have helped sponsor this. The APGFCU, that's the Federal Credit Union in Aberdeen, Freedom Federal, 10X Technologies, a defense contractor,
So what do I have to do to
Tony Palumbo Insurance, it's a local insurance company, Emerald, cybersecurity focus, Harford Community College, the Strategic Alliance Group, another defense contractor, Deer Creek Government Relations, that's Barry Glassman, who's sponsoring the kitchen, which just is starting to look really yummy around this time. Visit Harford, which the college is one of the most wonderful places to be. And there's a little confusion in the middle, and that's going to happen at the 3-0 and under level, figuring out who hits the ball. We have a nice little 2-year-old watching. I'm telling you, they're up and coming. The average age now of the pickleball player, I think it's down in the low 30s. 3-8 on 2, serving.
Ah, good thought, good thought, good thought, good thought, good thought.
I like that positivity from Jeff saying, good thought to Kevin. You know, it's a thought that counts. Or is that only on Valentine's Day?
No!
Attempt at a lob by Bob.
5-1.
And there's that ball in the middle. Sometimes very, very effective, well placed. So Kevin will be serving. 9-5-1. This game is to 11, win by 2, and determines the gold medal. And placing that ball low, like Bob just did, is exactly what you want to do. Just placed it low, it's hard to get that back. John placed that right to Kevin's non-dominant foot. Perfect location. So ball goes back to Bob and John. Nice drop. All right, it's a point for Bob and John. They set that up beautifully. They had a soft third shot, which led to a little bit of a pop-up, which they were able to precisely lay down.
No.
So far, those lobs have been very difficult, as they can be when the wind is behind you. You have to be so precise. It's a very light ball, like a wiffle ball. So lobbing with the wind behind you or against you have its own challenges. Bob was right there. They tried to drive it from the back line, gave Bob plenty of time to just set up and lay the ball down at someone's feet. Okay, so there you go. Even if they had gotten that ball back over, they both ran up, had to run so close to the net to get that bouncing ball that they were still in what we call the kitchen, that no volley zone, when the ball came back to them. They couldn't get out quick enough to set up. That's always a challenge when you have to go for a close ball like that. Partnering is really fun to figure out. It's great to partner with someone who brings out the best in you, is always positive, may have some ideas to change things up, but never gives you one of those funny sideways looks when you mess up.
Backing up and hitting the ball.
And Jeff leans over and says to himself, backing up and hitting the ball. So it's great when you know how to correct the mistake. That's one of the beauties of getting coached, is you don't have to look at your paddle as if it mysteriously did something wrong. You can correct it on the next shot. That was another ball that went up the middle that both players were unsure whose ball that was. So, yeah, we have a little methodology for that. First of all, you need to talk to your partner, right? Because oftentimes the forehand person takes the ball if it's kind of looping up there and you have time for that. But we usually do something called respecting the X, which means if it's coming toward you from the opposite caddy corner, then it's your ball, and vice versa. But if it floats up, then you may decide as a team that the person with the dominant hand to the middle might take that shot. Everyone's smiling because that was a little assist again from the net. Second server. It's a close game, 9-10 on 2. They have to win by 2. All right, so game match point here. Oh, what a great rally. And now they have a second chance to clinch the gold medal here. That last point is always the hardest to clinch. There they go. All right, and close match. 11-9. Stay right there. Well, you can turn around. Come on over here, guys. Congratulations, gold medalist Jeff Rivers. Congratulations, Kevin. Come on over here. I'd like to congratulate both of you. Bob and John, we want to talk to you guys first. Congratulations on the silver medal. at this tournament, Harvard Community College tournament. Job well done by Winnie and Mark. Come on in here. We're live streamed, so come here so I can talk to you, especially you silver medalists. You go over with that gold guy, that Jeff Rivers guy. I want to talk to you guys first. That was a close, tough match. Tell me what you think you did well and what they did well. What was the difference there?
We could have gotten a couple of more serves in. They did a great job of picking up everything and hitting it where we weren't.
And how long have you played?
A year. I just started a year ago.
And you're the coach, right? And you've been playing in Havre Grace for, well, not a couple years, right? BC, right? Which doesn't mean what we think BC means. It's before COVID, right? Well, I thought that you guys did a good job. There was a lot of good defense, and you guys kept the ball in play. I know this was 3.0 and under, so there were many shots, many rallies that looked well above 3.0, in my opinion. So I just want to congratulate you guys on a silver, and I want to talk to gold medalists. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Jeffrey and Kevin. Come on in, close. I'm not sweaty. Kevin, I was a little worried about you after you took that tumble. Tell me how you think that happened, because that's important information for people, right?
I caught a toe when I was trying to move to the side to get the ball. So I just caught a toe and fell.
On his own feet. All right, so what's the main messaging we want to tell people when they're playing pickleball about backing up? You tell them how to back up.
Sideways.
Sideways.
Sideways. You got that? We all three agree. You guys played fabulously. There were some real digs there that you guys got and some great putaways. What do you think? I mean, they played great. What was the difference, do you think?
I think we stuck to our game because we've already played them twice before this round. And we discussed on how we were going to play. Keep the ball in play. We didn't have to kill every ball. We didn't have to make a put away on every shot. Keep it in play and stay with our play.
Had you won in the previous match against them?
One time. They beat us once and we beat them once.
So
It was 1-on-1, yeah.
So you knew it was going to be tight. Hey, Jeff, I have a question. I know you're never supposed to ask a woman this, but I think we can ask a man. How old are you? And I'm saying this because I saw you run to the back court and retrieve a ball that kind of looked like maybe you were 20 years old, but I know you're not because I have coached you. So tell me and tell everyone your age.
I was born October the 9th, 1955.
Born 1955. So, you know, a little younger than me, but, you know, you ran for that ball like a 25-year-old, don't you think?
I needed his speed. I can't really run very well with my knees.
All right, well, listen, we'll be back. We're at the tournament at Harvard Community College. Upper Bay Pickleball and Bravura have sponsored this, and Mark and Winnie, as always, have done a great job. I'll go over some of the sponsors later. The benefit that this is for adults in technology that are either trying to train, get jobs, organizations that need these people. We are a very technology-based county, and I'll tell you a little bit about their webinars, their meetings, and how they do it in a while when I have my notes, because I am older than Jeff and I need some of these notes. So congratulations on your gold.
Yeah,
you are welcome.
Thank you, Dahlia.
Congratulations. While we're taking a break and waiting for our next people, I do want to go over some of the sponsors with my notes here. And Bravura Technology, Information Technology, they work with the Army. We have a lot of Army presence, for those of you who don't know. And Claudine Adams, she's a top sponsor. APGFCU, Freedom Federal, 10X Technologies, another defense contractor, and the local Tony Palumbo Insurance, Emerald Cybersecurities, Strategic Alliance Group, and I apologize for needing my notes, but I do need them. Also a defense contractor. Some of the other sponsors are Deer Creek Government Relationships. That's Barry Glassman, and they're sponsoring the kitchen, which is right over there, and looks pretty yummy, I might say. and visit Hartford. So if you're not a Hartford County person and you happen to be watching, Hartford County is a great place to come. We have the Chesapeake Bay, we have the Bush River, we have the Susquehanna River, so a lot of outdoor sports, hiking, nice rolling hills hiking, a lot of culture. We have in Havre de Grace the State Theater. They do a great job of such diverse and eclectic entertainment. We have the Opera House. We have First Fridays in Havre de Grace, which are amazing. Lots of music, arts and crafts in Havre de Grace. Bel Air has the Farmers Market as well as Havre de Grace. You have Harmertown in Havre de Grace, which is new, place for artist retreat and just absolutely a beautiful history of Havre de Grace. Sort of painted on the wall. It's just amazing. You just have to come visit Hartford County in so many ways. We have Darlington, Churchville. Darlington has the Apple Festival. I wish I knew all the festivals, but lots of things to do here. So you can go to visit Hartford. So this is raising money for NMTC, and Upper Bay Pickleball is your sponsor. And I'm going to turn the page so I can tell you a little bit about the Northeastern Maryland Technology Council. Got my chair kind of jiggy-jagged here, but I'll turn it around. They've been here for 30 years, and what they do is they bring academia, government, industry together to collaborate on the impacts of emerging technologies. So I tried to ask Mike Jeppe is here. He's the executive director. Used to know my dad real well when they were in politics, when my dad was mayor of Havre de Grace. So it was good to see Mike again. And the board chair, Claudine Adams, was telling me a little bit. So I know that everybody, the buzzword now is AI, right? So I was asking them about AI, and what they're doing is they're hosting seminars, webinars, and events, which you can find out about through mtc.org, and they bring in specialized speakers who are very knowledgeable in the field, and people attend and have conversations and try to get some clarity around what to do. So I think that's it. They work a lot with STEM, which is the science, technology, engineering, math, which is kind of my gig since I was kind of a medical nerd being a physician. It would have been nice to have STEM here. They just do so much for the county. So we're here outdoors at Hartford Community College. If you look around, there are people playing pickleball everywhere, people on the hill watching, a lot of cool competition, and we are probably getting ready for another finals match. So let me go get my cards and figure out who's playing next, and I will be right back. Don't go away.
bracket. It's my money. You got to beat me to win it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my money coming out of my pocket. You got to take it from me. You know us. Come on. You know, you teach all of us. Daddy. If you don't know us, I'm a little offended.
Let's go.
Let's go.
$200. Let's go. That's the motivation right there. Pete, warm me up.
Every single night except tonight.
Well, it starts Monday.
Oh, okay. Elkton All-Stars?
Yep. Yeah, game Thursday, Friday, days off. We'll play tomorrow.
All right, we are back in with the State Theater of Havre de Grace doing all this wonderful live streaming on behalf of the pickleball tournament at Hartford Community College, brought to us by Upper Bay Pickleball and NMTC.org, Northeastern Maryland Technology Council, which is the beneficiary from this tournament. A wonderful nonprofit, very important, working with STEM, working to put academia, government, industry together to talk about the impact of emerging technologies in our community. It's all good. So we are here with the 4-0 men's 4-0 plus men's gold medal match. You guys playing 2 out of 3, I assume. Games to 11, win by 2. If it goes to a third game, they will split sides. And we have Mark Hemmelt and Peter Rourke on the serving side against Francesco Antonacci, who just put that ball away, and Jake Smith. So Fran, I'm going to call him Fran because that's what we all call him, is getting ready to serve. Nice deep return. And I am here with Jeff Rivers, who just won gold in the 3-0 and under. So he's looking to see, what do these guys have that I'm going to be having next year when I get to that level, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Welcome, and thanks for helping me
Oh,
to
not a
do
problem.
this. Oh, and Pete just did a really great drop shot right into the kitchen.
Absolutely
Did you
good.
see that?
Beautiful.
I've played with Pete a lot at the house and at the Pickle Factory, and helped him when he was starting, and we call him Pistol Pete. That is because he sits on that net forward, and if that ball comes to him, it ejects like a pistol. Has shot that ball out. And he's playing with Mark, who is one of the organizers of the tournament. He is, and along with Winnie, one of the faces of Upper Bay Chesapeake. A lefty, you might notice. And you might also know that Fran is a lefty. So we have 2 left-handed players, 2 right-handed players.
Into the net.
Yeah, and
Didn't lift it up.
always a little frustrating, right? A lot of that comes from not keeping bent in your knees. You lift up your whole body. makes the
Yep.
ball go down because it's a wiffle ball after all, right?
It is a wiffle ball.
All right, and they took a timeout, and Fran is giving his partner a pep talk, which is the best thing you can do, right?
Mind reset.
And Jeff, what I noticed is that you were very positive when you were playing with your partner, and I actually mentioned that. And so they're ready to come in from their timeout. And let's see what the score is here. 4:01. And now they're in a dinking battle, and that's that Pistol Pete. Did you see how he leaned in and took that ball?
Took it out the air. And they weren't ready
And
for it.
Fran and Jake are still trying to get that ball back so they can serve, get a chance to serve. You can only make points in this game while you're serving.
Absolutely.
Not like volleyball, right?
Volleyball and badminton.
And badminton. And there again, Mark had his hands up and ready, so the speed up by Jake didn't quite surprise Mark because he's always there with his paddle. There we go. They finally had a pop-up, and Fran says, come on, let's go. But in this game, you have 2 serves per side, so Pete gets to serve, and he'll call himself the second server. That ball just sat up a little high. You can see a little frustration over here from Jake and Fran.
7-0-2.
And it's just wide. But Fran was not going to let that hop in. He was running for that. Very agile. Now they get to serve. Fran serving 0-7-1. Hoping for their first point here. And even when it hits the net, Mark managed to get it. And then Jake got a little excited. I think that ball was out. So now Jake is the second server on this team.
Yep.
That's tough when that happens, right?
Absolutely. Nice drop.
All right. And they're on the board.
They're on the
It will not be a pickle. What's a pickle, Jeff?
When you
Something
don't score.
want. Something you don't want, right?
0. Goose
Unless
egg.
you're eating. And now they got a second point. All right. As we always say, we just doubled our score, right?
Yes.
Nice drive with
Nice
top
drive.
spin, right?
With top spin on it. He couldn't do anything with
You
it.
don't want it deep. You just want top spin on it, right? Beautiful top spin by Fran. All right, they're on a little roll now. It's always a question about when do you take a timeout.
I take times out anytime I feel the team is being frustrated.
So what do you think right now?
They just did a 3-point roll, and I would be taking a timeout if they get another point.
Right, 4-point roll actually, but now the ball went back, so
Yeah.
just in the nick of time. Pete serving. Now they're doing something called stacking. You might have noticed that Pete and Mark were on the same side of the court when Pete served, and they're doing that on purpose to keep their forehands, their dominant hands, to the middle. That's because Mark is a lefty.
Mark always has a good attitude. He's always smiling.
All 4 of these people have the best attitudes. I agree. I love playing in the group that I play in with them regularly because they're all extremely competitive and yet completely have this game in perspective
Yes.
of life
Yes.
as a fun thing
It's
to
a
do.
wiffle ball with paddles.
And we're lucky to be out there doing it.
Yep.
One thing you might notice as the perception of pickleball still with some people is that it's an old person sport.
I used to think that about 9 months ago. I know it's not.
So you can see from these guys out here that it's not, but actually most of them, other than Jake, are now older than the average, believe it or
Yeah.
not. The average pickleball player is in their mid-30s, low 30s to mid-30s now.
Yes.
People are starting to discover, the young people are starting to discover.
Number 1 women's player in the world is just graduated from high school.
True. talking about Anna Lee.
Yes,
I
Miss Waters.
I got to actually play a game with her as my teammate.
Oh, wow,
when she
awesome.
was 12. Now, I'm just here to tell you, she did not ask me to play. It was a fundraiser. But I like to just tell people I played with her because I did.
She's
and
awesome.
I have it on video.
She's awesome.
It's too bad I was not a better player at the time, but it was great. And she was awesome back when she was 12. Just an awesome, mature young lady. Played with her mom until recently.
Her mom was great too. It's in the genes.
All right, let's get back to this game and see what's happening here. That was an out shot.
Yeah.
5-4-2. So second serve on this team. Mark's serving. And Pete's examining his head with his two fingers.
Yeah.
We do all sorts of crazy things to try to do our corrections, right? And that was a little too much speed, not enough topspin, right?
Absolutely.
Topspin's as important as the speed of those drives. And getting it over the net is helpful.
Good drop.
Nice drop.
Yep, excellent drop.
But they didn't end up at the point, right?
No.
Because Fran was unable to reset that ball coming down from Mark. Oh, now Pete's kind of frustrated.
It's
Right,
time
he's got
for
his
a
hand
time.
on his hips.
It's
Yeah,
time. It's time to go get some water.
I kind of agree. A little break. So a little confusion there, and that came from Fran being a lefty, and Jake thought that Fran was stepping in front of him to put that away. They were kind of a little crowded. Nice up, right?
Keeping them deep.
And now they're coming up. And that mid area is tricky.
Yes, absolutely.
Because the difference between the 3-0s, the 4-0s, and the 5-0s, the biggest difference is how you get up to that no volley zone. And a lot of that has to do with being able to reset the ball in a soft, loopy manner that goes right into the other people's no volley zone or kitchen so that you can get up there.
But that is very much easier said than done.
Yes, I always say it's simple but not easy.
You just got to drop the ball over the net into the MVZ.
When you say NVZ, it sounds like an Army term, which is interesting because there are a lot of sponsors today that have to do, and that game is over. We'll go into game 2. And now you can put it back up. So I'm Dr. Dahlia Hirsch. I'm here with Jeff Rivers, who just won the 3-0 and under gold doubles match with his partner. And we're watching the 4-0 plus. That's a higher level pickleball match for the gold medal. And so we are going to give you our intel and our knowledge based on what we're seeing. And we're getting ready to start, so we'll turn right back. We're at Hartford Community College, the Upper Bay Pickleball Tournament, sponsored by nmtc.org. And here we go. We're at the dinking, and Mark reaches a little too far, and that ball goes out.
You just did a great porch.
And yes, I agree. And Mark and Pete, I think, won the first game. It'll be 2 out of 3 for the gold medal.
Keeping them back.
Nice
Keeping them
drops
back.
by
Good
Jake.
drop. Good drop.
See some good dinking here, right?
Who's going to blink?
That was a beautiful rally. It
Yes.
had good defense. It had good resets. It had good dinking. It had some speed ups, right? That's when you
The speed up at
start
the
to do
end
it
there.
quickly, but then they blocked it really well. They're trying to get the sides straight. We have 2 lefties playing here and 2 righties. Sounds like innie and outie. And Jake Have
Good
the right
communication on the other
idea.
side, going together.
Just a little bit still. You have to be pretty still when you get ready to hit the ball, right? So you're still moving forward a little bit as he hit. That little extra push. Nice speed up. It's hard to do against Pete.
He's starting to porch more.
Mm-hmm.
He's reaching over and taking that shot. It's confusing them.
And Mark decided to take over. Would you say that?
Yes.
And very effectively.
Effectively.
He's so much fun to play with.
He just upped
and
his game
against.
to another level.
And he can do that. Well, you know, sometimes when you see that your partner's struggling slightly, you kind of take over until they're ready to get back into it. I always say if I'm not playing well, hey, would you mind stepping up to the plate for me while I get my head together?
He's switching hands.
Yeah, on occasion, yeah. That's not very common. Caught him and got him right down the line.
Right down the line.
Caught
Passing
Fran poaching, which means when you're trying to go a little bit toward the other side to cut off a ball. All right, 4-2-2. Nice, that's a perfect reset. Hope we all saw how Mark just softly reset that ball into the kitchen. A lot harder to speed up than you think. They're on a bit of a roll.
Nice drop.
So let's see how the dinking goes here. Oh my. He's laughing with a higher pitched voice than usual.
And the wiffle ball can hurt.
Yes, it can, at least temporarily, right? It can leave a little tattoo with holes.
Ooh.
Perfect down the middle.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Absolutely, they're taking a timeout, right?
Yeah.
So, Jeff, this is some pretty high-level pickleball, right?
Yes, 4.0 and above. The
What
level
do you
that
see
I
the
want
big
to.
difference is?
The ability to reset, the ability to drop that ball in the kitchen even when it's coming a lot faster than it does in my level. There's the way they see the court, I can tell. They're seeing the complete court, where people that play at the 3.0 level, we don't do that.
We call that court IQ when
Yes,
I'm teaching, right?
court
And by the way,
knowledge.
Pickle Factory is one of the sponsors where I'm the coordinator of the Pickleball Factory Teaching Academy. We have all PPR certified instructors. 4 of us have won gold in different national tournaments, the U.S. Open, the Nationals. I just won gold in the Maryland Senior Olympics in 2 categories. I was up at the New York APP tournament. So call the Pickle Factory and learn this game and get better. The fun about getting better, Jeff, right, is that you have longer rallies because
Yes.
you have good defense, you have good court IQ, so it makes it more fun to be better, whether you compete or you don't compete. Oh, okay. Jake's frustrated. Little laughter going on between teams. It's a very friendly sport most of the time, I would say. And Fran trying a bit too much, so he's going to do a little soccer move and return the ball by kicking it. You can tell he plays soccer. Another drive. That's a nice drop by Jake. And Jake's right there. All right. Good defense there, and then they just laid it right down. If you lay the ball down, it's just physics, right? It's going to come back up, and hopefully you'll be ready to put it away. That was a nice
Great
defensive
hustle.
shot, right, for Jake.
It's amazing what a little bit of hustle can do.
Yeah, so readiness is really important when you're up at the no volley zone. You have to have that paddle up, because
Yes.
otherwise you don't have time to
You don't
pull
have
it up
time to
and
get it up.
decide if the ball's going to go out. Right?
Yes.
It becomes reaction.
Learn that
instead
the
of
hard way.
being proactive. I resemble that remark sometimes. I mean, I'm so lucky because I get coached by Steve Kennedy, one of the best senior pros in the game and best coaches down in Florida. And I just value the coaching so much, and I love coaching. I coach at the Pickle Factory, and I also coach at our home. all the money goes
Good place.
to the, I'm affiliated with the Harford County Foundation. We have our own fund. All the money goes to food banks and the local arts. And as you know, Visit Hartford is one of the sponsors today, and Deer Creek Government Relations, all doing things for this county as well. Nice return.
Okay. It's time.
It's time,
He's-
right?
he's
Time
frustrated.
to get some points.
Mm-hmm.
So Fran and Jake will take over. Let's see how they do here. It's a little high, but great defense by Fran there. So one of the qualities of people who become pros, one of the most important ones, do you want to guess what I'm thinking? Because there's so many things.
Patience.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And then I hate that game, guess what I'm thinking, so I felt guilty. But that's
Patience.
it. See how patient they're all being? Until the right shot.
Yep.
And then Pete
Not
did
pulling
his
that
best to
trigger
keep
too
it.
early. Patience. Watch the pros
want
do
the
90,
right shot.
90 volleys in one set. You know, there's a
Right?
big difference. Oh, good.
And also, when the balls hit hard at you, you have to almost not move your paddle, right? Because the bounce of the ball does it. And then if it comes soft to you, you have to move more with the paddle. There's so many cool things about this game. It's so much more interesting
Nice
than
drop.
the other sports that I have played over the years.
Good speed up.
Yep, a lot of geometry involved, right?
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid if you don't know geometry. We'll teach you.
With the ball and a paddle.
Court IQ with a paddle and a ball. We won't make you sit down with your protractor.
Yeah. The game's changing.
It is. So thanks to Bravura, big top sponsor, Claudine Adams, money going to the Northeast
That's it.
Maryland Technology Council. And there you have it. That's game, match, gold, silver medalists. Let me head out and see if I can go talk to them. We'll take you off. Thanks, Jeff, so much for helping me.
Absolutely. I
Can
enjoyed
I
it.
get you guys to come out here and do a short interview? We have our silver medalists, Fran, Jake. Come out here a second. Say hi to everyone out there. That was a tough gold medal match. But to be fair, let's just start with, how long have you been playing? Because I know it's not too long.
Like 5 months.
5 months. That's amazing that you are out here getting points and playing with Fran, who's a veteran of this game. And tell me what you noticed. Come on in a little bit closer. Come on in. Say hi to everyone. What did you notice the differences in the play at this level, and how did they play so well that it was tough for you?
Much more consistency and the ball placement and just like speed. The hand battles and stuff, it's all much different.
And you're the youngster here, right?
Yeah.
Which means with your athleticism and your skill set, 5 months, I want to see you in a year back out here and see what happens then. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And you had a great partner. You were so positive and so helpful. And what did you see that maybe you guys did really well together, and what could have been better?
I think there was times to where when we were keeping them at the line and just kind of slowing down the game, it forced them to make more mistakes, right? When we stepped away from that, that's when they were just attacking us, right? When they were speeding up the game, like Jake said, like when their hand battles, right? When we were doing hand battles with them, they were just quick, but they were placing them. For us, it was mainly just kind of to keep the ball in.
So you were reacting a little more than being able to place it where you wanted in those hand battles, right? And resetting, because like you say, once you got into a dinking rally up at the no volley zone, it was a matter of who was going to be more patient, because everybody was dinking well, but everyone's also thinking, when's my opportunity? When are we going to set it up a little bit? It's a fun game, right? How old are you?
24.
Not 24, 30, 38.
Hey, but the average age of the pickleball player now is not me. It's young people. And why do you think this is so much fun? Because you're young. Speak to young people. Tell them why this is so much fun. Is it good exercise?
Oh yeah, good competition, especially being like a high school athlete. It's something to do competitively. So
What other sports did you play?
soccer. Yep.
That's why he has such good foot skills, which are really important. Balanced foot skills. You played soccer too, right?
I did, yes. Play soccer, tennis, so it really helps into the sport.
So people are always interested. You know, if you played those real running big sports on big fields, they think that maybe this won't be exercise or won't be as more interesting. And yet,
Oh, it's very tough. Yeah, especially singles. Singles is a lot.
it's a lot of change of directions. It's a lot of IQ. It's a lot of geometry. It's a lot of skills, how to hit the ball soft, how to put it away. A lot more interesting than maybe it looks for people watching it. You have to get in, dive in, come to the Pickle Factory, take some lessons. Lots of good instructors, coaches, all PPR certified. We'd love to have you over there. Or you can always call me, and I teach at the house also. All the money I make goes to charity, goes to the food banks. So we'd love to have you. Here we are at Harvard Community College in the Upper Bay Pickleball Tournament. And we want to see the gold medalists come over here. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can't wait to be out on the court with you guys. Bring over these gold medalists. Pete. Mark. Mark had a little bit to do with this tournament. He and Winnie are the organizers. They run Upper Bay Pickleball. You want to talk a minute about who this tournament is benefiting and who your main sponsor is?
Yeah, our main sponsor is Bravura. They're part of the NMTC, which is a technology division for like APG and groups like that. That's who's kind of sponsoring this tournament and really benefiting us. Again, Upper Bay Pickleball is the one that organizes it, puts it on, does all the logistics and things like that. But in the past, we've done tournaments for other charities like the We Coalition and things like that to help women in crisis. So, you know, we enjoy putting on tournaments. We enjoy having the benefits of the tournament go to a good cause, and this is just as good a cause as any of the other ones we've done. So it's always fun.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on gold. I know I've played with both of you a lot. You were definitely the team to beat, which sometimes makes it a little difficult. And I noticed in the middle of one of those games, you had a little frustration going. You want to talk about that? I saw you actually like talk to your head that way, like knock, knock. So tell me what was going through there.
Hitting the ball a little short, and I thought to myself, adjust for the wind, hit the ball in, keep it over the net, and force them to make the errors. So that's what was going through my head, and attack more. I was being a little too soft there. So.
Well, I kept telling people that your nickname's Pistol Pete. But knowing when to pull the pistol trigger is like, that's the difficult part, right? And you got right back into the game. It took about 2 or 3 shots. And I saw that during that time, for a little bit over here, Mark, you were like, let me help my partner out. There was one point where like, he's taking over. So talk a little bit about that partnership and how that works when one of you is struggling and the other. What happens in those moments?
Yeah, I mean, it's a team, right? So just like any other team sport, when one position fails, somebody else has got to pick up. And that's, you know, I don't play with Pete very often. Actually, my normal partner's Francesco, who I played against. That's who I normally play. The 2 lefties, it's rare, but that's what we do. So it was good to play against Fran because I kind of knew some of his tendencies just by playing with him. But, you know, Pete's a great partner. Played with Pete for a while, right? We've played together in different rec tournaments and things. So it's fun. But yeah, the whole concept of picking your partner up, you know what I mean? We see so many people get frustrated with their partner, they get in their head, and their partner feels bad, and they're getting angry, and you can't play angry.
Let's show people what some of the things are that bad partners do. Let me see a motion of a bad partner.
A motion of a bad.
When your partner misses the ball.
I don't get emotion. I mean, you could do the.
There you go. That's the one. When your partner goes, not good, right? But I noticed you guys just every time I play with you, it's like so much fun because you guys are always keeping the game in perspective, like really, really competitive. And Jeff and I also talked a little bit about what differentiates the 4-0 and above from the 3-0s. And both from a technical perspective, which of course is having better dinks, having better resets, being able to retrieve the balls, putting it away. But personality-wise, one of the most important traits. Any guess? Jeff guessed right away. I know I always hated that game. My teachers did. Guess what I'm guessing. But what do you think?
Patience.
That was it. That was it. Everyone knows. Patience. Well, you know, speaking of patience, one of my patients was Catholic priest Father Mig. And I remember telling him one day he was going to need some more patience about a surgery he'd had with a neurologist. And he was like, Dr. Hirsch, you know, every morning as priests we pray. And every morning I pray for patience. I say, God, please give me patience. And give it to me right now. So I'll never forget that. Well, congratulations on a fabulous gold and a well-run tournament here at Hartford Community College. What a beautiful, well-run tournament. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hirsch. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And we'll be back with other gold medal. Oh, that's it for today. That's a wrap for Saturday. Come back tomorrow. We'll be here Sunday. And there are prizes coming up.